Hey everybody, it's Peter back with another Mixit tutorial. Today I'm going to be talking about thickening up your main vocal in a song. What I got here is a song that I just completed, and I think the vocals are sitting pretty well in there. The lead vocal is sitting pretty well in there. Let's give it a listen, and then I'll break it down and show you what I did to get it sitting in there just that way. Okay, here we go. So here's what we got, full on.
I love everything about you. Love the way you spread your wings and fly. I tell everyone about you. They all think it's a lie. Trying to make
All right, so quite a bit going on there. The vocal sounds pretty processed. I do have a lot going on in the main vocal, so if you come down here and check out the vocal bus, you'll see what I got going on here. I got a SSL EQ, LA2A, a little more EQing with Fab Filter there, dropping a little bit out at, what is that, 6K. There's a little bit extra there. Got a de-esser going on, got a little reverb going on, and I got a little delay going on as well. Okay, let's get rid of all those. All right, so that's just on this main vocal track right here. So let's listen to that one all by itself.
Well, I love everything about you. I love the way you spread your wings and fly.
Okay, now if you listen to that one just in the track, I'm gonna mute these two right now because that's what I've added to it. But if you listen to this one just in the track by itself, we got this.
I love everything about you. Love the way you spread your wings and fly.
Okay, so that, I mean, it sounds pretty good, but what I was having trouble with is it sounded like it wasn't quite filling up the whole track, okay? It was just kind of there in the center. It sounded good. I like the effects on it. It's got plenty of compression. The EQ sounds right, but it just wasn't sounding full, okay? So if I add these two tracks in, it starts sounding full.
I love everything about you. Love the way you spread your wings and fly.
Okay, so let's solo these. So this is the vocal track all by itself.
Well, I love everything about you.
Okay, and then I'm gonna bring these two in.
Well, I love everything about
All right, so
you.
it just suddenly kind of got bigger.
I love the way you spread your wings and fly.
All right, so what am I doing? Okay, I've got this main vocal track. And what I did was I made a duplicate of it. So I just cloned the track. So in here, if I right click, I can clone the track. As an example, I'm gonna do it. And what that's gonna allow me to do is clone everything on that track. All automations, everything that I've done. It's just an exact duplicate of that track, okay? So I did that twice. I'm gonna get rid of this one because I've already got these two here, okay? So I did that twice. One right here on track 15 and one right here on track 16. Now, the first thing I did, if you look very closely, you'll see that these tracks are offset just by a little bit. And I think I have my grid set at 1/28. So what I did is I grabbed the second duplicate and I slid it over just a little bit. And what that does is create a slight delay. So if you hear this one all by itself, first of all, I have these panned. I'm going to put them center for a second. So this is the first duplicate all by itself.
Well, I love everything about you.
And it's a little quiet because I have the volume down on that. Let's see if I can crank that up a little bit. Here we go.
Well, I love everything about you.
Okay, and here's the second one all by itself.
Well, I love everything about you.
Okay, they sound identical because they are. Okay, So if you play them together, and I'm going to pan them left and right, so I'm going to pan this one completely 100% left and this one completely 100% right. If you play them together, this little offset is going to create a little delay, so you're going to get sort of a chorusing stereo effect. So with the panning of left and right and with offsetting one of the tracks by just a little bit, you get this.
Well, I love everything about you.
All right, let's hear that again.
Well, I love everything about you.
Right, so it's kind of a wide stereo effect happening. So what I'm doing is I'm combining this in with this, which was the main track.
Well, I love everything about you.
Okay, and then I'm going to throw those two in.
Well, I love everything about you.
Now, you may not be able to hear that immediately, but if I mute this, you'll hear those two, and you'll see, and then you might be able to hear it a little better. Okay, so let's play this.
Well, I love everything about you.
Okay, and those two stereo tracks are going like this.
Love the way you spread your wings and fly.
All right, and I'm going to bring the other vocal back in now.
And I tell everyone
You got both of those with the two stereo
about
underneath it and the main one.
you.
Okay, so now I've already thickened it up quite a bit. So the one last thing that I do to this is I use this Waves doubler. And I use one on each of the duplicate tracks, but I change them slightly. So what I do is I use the detuning slightly different on both of them. So I'm going to bring up both of them. So the one on the top is the track that I have panned all the way to the left, and the one on the bottom is the one that I have all the way to the right. Okay, so I turn the direct signal off altogether right here, so we're getting no direct signal in. This is just the affected vocal from the doubler. On the top one, I'm detuning +6, and well, that shouldn't be +6, that should be +12. So I'm detuning, why is it not letting me do that? There we go. Okay, so I'm detuning +12 on voice 1 and -12 on voice 2. Okay, so it's giving a slight wobble to the voice. And then on the bottom one, I'm doing the same thing, except I'm not detuning it quite as much. So it gives a little bit of variation between one voice and the other. These are absolute copies of each other, so they're not two separate vocals singing together. So I'm using the doubler to kind of get them to sound a little bit different. Again, I am turned off the direct signal, so no direct coming through. We're just getting the detuning. One of them is set at 12 and -12. The other one is set at 6 and -6. Now I could easily have done these at 3 on top and 6 on bottom, or I could even add in 2 more tracks and do 3, 6, 12, 18, however I want to do it. But you want to keep these even, positive and negative. Okay, so an even spread of how that's working. All right, now with those in, let's listen to these two. First of all, let's turn, okay, these are off right now. So this is with the doubler off.
Well, I love everything about you.
Okay, and this is with the doubler on.
Well, I love everything about you.
So you're getting a little bit of a warbly effect, which is great. It's exactly what I'm looking for. You're not getting any direct signal in there. If I were to turn the direct signal on, then you'd hear something different. So let's listen to that.
Well, I love everything about you.
Now we sound like we're swimming in the ocean or something. We don't want that, okay? So turn that direct signal off. All we want to do is affect those doubles that are sitting well below the main vocal a little bit, spreading them out, giving them a little bit of warble, and what that does is just thicken up the whole thing. So again, I'm going to go ahead and just solo the main vocal. Listen to that.
Well, I love everything about you.
Okay, now I'm going to add in those 2 others.
I love the way you spread your wings and fly. And I tell everyone about you.
Take them out again.
But they all think it's a lie.
Okay, so that really thickens things up quite a bit just by adding a couple duplicate tracks, panning them left and right, adding a doubler to them, and then offsetting one from the other by just a little bit. All these things give you depth and width. Okay, so let's listen to the vocal in the track without these double tracks. I'm going to mute those. Here it is.
I love everything about you. Love the way you spread your wings and fly.
I'm going to go ahead and put them in now.
I tell everyone
It just got
about
bigger.
you.
It's got bigger and wider. It just fills up all the space.
They'll think it's a lie.
It fills up all that space. It doesn't feel like the vocals are just sitting directly in the middle and that's where they live and they sound good. Now they sit here and they're kind of bleeding out to the sides as well, and they just kind of blend in with the rest of the music a lot better. Okay, that's pretty much it for that trick. If you like the content of this video, please tell me so below in the comments. Like and subscribe, The Hit Chasers. I'll be back again real soon with another Mixit tutorial. Take it easy.
I love everything